This is called Dubai Explained.
Dubai opens their arms to anyone.
I have nothing but good things to say about Dubai.
It's no longer the American dream, it's the Dubai dream.
Dubai, the shining beacon of our future as humans, the land of modernistic infrastructure, traditional values, and prosperity for all. Or an artificial wasteland crawling with blatant corruption, desperate degenerates, more unpaid workers than America had in the 1860s, and...
Okay, this is a huge criticism of Dubai that I think is fair.
Blau.
The amount, like, the way they have handled the, like, payment and labor for their projects is actually very not great. Also, Lavender Magic, thanks for the 18 months.
Mind-numbingly moronic infrastructure. Like, tell me why the city center is literally Spaghetti Junction, bruv. Just come to Birmingham instead, man, I'm telling you. So I know this video might come across a bit critical and mean, so I'm gonna start off by listing 5 things I like about Dubai.
Okay. Convenient nether portal, true.
If you know anything about Dubai, you probably think the main issues are its human rights violations or the terrible infrastructure or something along those lines. But I personally believe there's something a million times worse lurking in the shadows of this
My biggest criticism of Dubai is it's where all the, like, Andrew Tate motherfucking influencers go and say that it's the best thing in the world.
tiny dystopian city, that being cringe influencers.
Okay,
now, I think some of these
bro, I swear I didn't pre-watch. I swear I didn't pre-watch. I did not pre-watch.
upper class, spoiled Dubai YouTubers must have spent as much time in school as the migrant workers' kids do, that being 0 hours, because they do not know anything of value. I mean, there's slop and then there's this.
We're back with another crazy video.
Yes, today we're going to the world's most expensive perfume.
Another breed of Dubai influencers are the porta potties. Okay, I can't really go into this one too deeply, both because of YouTube's guidelines and my mental health, but essentially we're talking female Instagram models, usually from poorer backgrounds, that flex that Dubai life whilst behind the scenes they've been employed to commit some of the most disgusting degenerate acts known to man. This is shockingly common for a city that based alpha males like to claim has strict traditional values. Like, okay bro, I'm sure Sonia, who got flown out from Moldova in first class by some old oil-rich Emirati, is really in Dubai to uphold modest, sinless religious values. Yeah.
Jesus! This video goes in!
Yeah. Also, if we're talking like core religious values, it's funny how the entire point of charity and helping out the less fortunate completely flies out of the window when we're talking about migrant slums full of Nepalese workers, you know? It's also interesting.
I think that Dubai, in a lot of ways, shows that it really shows the one thing that's true, which is, like, it doesn't matter if you're Muslim or you're Christian or you're Jewish or you're atheist. Once you get enough money, you're just kind of become an asshole.
That in the UAE, it's absolutely haram to drink wine or beer or whiskey, but when it comes to inhaling butane, now that's all good blood. I guess they really just love fossil fuels that much. And of course, I couldn't forget all the mainstream Western influencers who go to Dubai and get paid off by Daddy Zayed to
this is some real fucked up shit.
showcase the blood money funded attractions in 4K. Honestly, I wouldn't care about this too much if these same exact celebrities didn't pretend like they're all progressive and forwards thinking and shit. For example, Will Smith and the YouTube channel Yes Theory, both staunch vocal supporters of the Black Lives Matter movement. Surely that means by principle they should be resolutely opposed to any form of since that's the root cause of this social issue they obviously care about. Well, take a look at this.
So I'm always in Dubai, but a friend of mine told me I had to check out this pool.
One of the most unique scuba diving experiences of your life.
They've both heavily promoted this pool on their large YouTube platforms. I do have a sneaky suspicion they might have been paid off by the tourism board since they've linked the state-run YouTube channel, but I'm not going to throw out claims I can't completely substantiate. This attraction is meant to be the deepest pool in the world. Personally, I think shit looks tacky and artificial, a bit like the rest of Dubai. Will Smith's video has 25 million views. 1 million.
Okay, that pool does look sick though.
Likes. Okay, imagine the amount of people he has.
Yeah, by the way, I don't think Dubai is like, I think this is like one of those things where like we need to be like very clear with the wording we use. It's the labor in Dubai is not in the same category as slave labor, but it is very unethical.
Brought into this silly pool, which on average costs 200 quid entry. We're talking big money generated for the owners of this establishment. So I thought I'd have a quick look at who owns and who built this pool. That's right, it's your boy Osama bin Laden's family's construction empire. Hey, yo, what the? Which now is owned by the Saudi Crown Prince. Hey, yo, what the? Alongside the pool, this colossal construction LLC is also responsible for ugly pieces.
Yeah, I think the thing is, on paper we wouldn't call it full-on slavery, but it's very close.
Of stupid shit such as the Dubai Frame, Al Faisalia Tower Riyadh, Global Village Dubai, Villas in the Sky Riyadh, even Kuala Lumpur Airport. My god, it's beautiful. But remember what I was saying about Will Smith and Yes Theory being resolutely completely opposed to the types of practices they were employing in cotton fields in America in the 1600s, right? Well, you wouldn't be able to guess the types of practices that bin Laden construction is employing in the current day, could you? Here's an example to give you an idea. In 2017, a group of foreign workers, probably Nepalese or Bangladeshi, weren't paid for 6 months. Their wages were already probably around $4 a day in one of the world's most expensive countries, leaving them with no way to ever fly back home. And on top of that, they most likely had their passports taken at the border and were effectively locked into slum housing surrounded by armed guards who escort them to work every day. Oh, and this is all in 45-degree heat. So rightfully, they were a bit annoyed when they didn't even get paid and protested this at the bus depot where they usually crammed into blacked out shiny coat.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, this is like, you know what we'd call, this is like 21st century slave labor. That's the key. The key is people are like, oh, that's not slave labor. It's like, yeah, it is, like, in the context of like how you would get around it in today's modern age. Yeah, that's actually
to prevent rich city dwellers from seeing the disgusting sight of lower class humans. The protest was dispersed pretty quickly, and in return, they were not paid. Instead, sentenced to 4 months in prison, and I quote, 300 lashes in public. And you'd think Will Smith would be specifically appalled by such practices, since he literally last year starred in a very emotive, harrowing film centered around being a slave who was extremely severely. But no, he's literally generating money for a company that 100% proven whips slaves. I genuinely think Dubai has the highest hypocrisy per capita of any place in the world. I think Dubai has the highest
I'm gonna be honest, this structure of building, like these buildings all on the road, that does look tacky.
Hypocrisy per capita of any place in the world. So maybe keep all that stuff in mind next time you see an influencer in Dubai wailing that they're morally better than you because they made a deep video and carbon offset their flights. So influencers aside, I just want to make it clear how I feel about Dubai's infrastructure and architecture. And yes, Americans.
Okay, to be fair, I do really like Yes Theory, and I think Yes Theory does a lot of good, but
Before you all start crying, I am very qualified to talk about and critique car-centric infrastructure. I live in Birmingham, UK, and I can say for certain my hometown and Dubai share some similarities. Ugly, grey, dirty, smelly, inconvenient, noisy, boring bullshit. Okay? Just in Dubai, there's also a chance.
God, this is the biggest criticism of the US, dude. I hate our car culture. Gage Nixon, thanks for the 4 months.
That you might
And
get caught
Odyssey,
up
thanks
in
for
a
the
traffic
27
jam
months.
of doo-doo trucks, since the Burj Khalifa doesn't have an adequate sewer system.
Oh, I've learned about this. So the Burj Khalifa is not built upon like the correct infrastructure in Dubai. So every day they have to drive sewage trucks in to pump out the sewage from the tower out. It's actually crazy.
Leading to this advanced method of CAC transportation. I bet that smells great bubbling away in the 50-degree heat. I think Dubai's infrastructure projects can be perfectly summarized by the world. A cluster of man-made islands in the shape of a world map sounds like a great idea. Well, for starters, I think this kid from earlier drew up the map actually, because what the f is this? I do like how they solved the Balkan conflicts by just removing all countries apart from Greece and placing Syria as a border between Greece and Turkey. Problem solved. I also love the addition of Greenland's 24 internal countries. Good to finally see some educated mapping out here. So, after absolutely obliterating any natural environments by dredging all surrounding sand into these stupid islands 20 years ago, they were basically meant to be turned into little authentic cultural showcases. But they started sinking. That's because normally islands aren't just piles of sand. Islands are meant to just be bits of the seabed that are above the sea level, also known as land, which also conveniently provides actual foundations to build stuff on. Pure sand, on the other hand, doesn't love staying in the same place, as you can see from the shifting of desert dunes, or the massive amount of sandstorms which happen every year in Dubai. So these islands have been left empty and abandoned to this day, apart from one or two that have been completed in order to ship influencers there to make the project look like a success. Realistically, having spent $15 billion making some big sand piles, the world islands have been a big strain on the infrastructure budget, have soured public perception of Dubai, have had terrible effects on the natural environment. Please don't cut to so-called environmentally friendly yes theory, spreading propaganda about the world islands being awesome.
Like this dreamy paradise place.
This is not a yes theory hit piece, by the way. I do like some of their videos. I think so many so-called
Yeah, I like Yes Theory's videos, but like I do agree with the criticism of them on this. Like,
influencers don't really practice what they preach, including me. So if any rich Emiratis trying to fly Geopold out and show me why I'm wrong about Dubai and how beautiful luxury life is, just hit me up on Instagram.